Naturalized immigrants will make up 1/10 of all Americans eligible to vote in 2024. What impact might they have on the election? Immigration has emerged as a major issue in the 2024 presidential election, with 28% of Americans polled naming it as the #1 problem facing the country. Yet the increased concern over immigration comes at a time when a record number of potential voters are immigrants themselves. As of 2022, there are over 46 million foreign-born residents in the United States, making up nearly 14% of the total population, the highest share since 1920. The Pew Research Center estimates that about 23 million of these are eligible to vote as adult naturalized citizens, making them 1/10 of all eligible American voters. In addition to rising overall immigration, the numbers reflect higher rates of applications for citizenship due to a Biden administration initiative to ease and accelerate the naturalization process. America's naturalized eligible voters are a diverse group arriving from all over the world. Mexico is the most common country of origin, accounting for about 3.5 million, or 16%, followed by the Philippines, India, China, and Vietnam, which together account for another 4.6 million. But while Asian and Hispanic immigrants each make up about 1/3 of the naturalized eligible voter population, only a quarter of Hispanic eligible voters are foreign-born, compared to over 2/3 of voting-eligible Asian Americans. The share of white immigrants has declined over time, although the 2022 statistics do not yet reflect the surge of arrivals from Russia and Ukraine during the past 2.5 years of war. Meanwhile, the proportion of Black immigrants has grown slightly to comprise 10% of naturalized eligible voters, with most coming from Jamaica, Haiti, and Nigeria. Rates of naturalization also vary widely between different groups, being highest among immigrants from Asia and the Middle East. Immigrants from Mexico and Central America have the lowest naturalization rates, as they tend to face greater language and educational barriers. Latin American immigrants are also more likely to move to the U.S. temporarily, while maintaining closer ties to their home countries, thus reducing their incentive to seek American citizenship. Yet while immigrants have lower voter turnout overall, both Asian and Hispanic immigrants who apply for and receive naturalized citizenship vote at higher rates than their American-born counterparts. Unsurprisingly, the largest numbers of naturalized citizens can be found in the four most populous states: California, New York, Florida, and Texas, which are home to more than half of voting-eligible immigrants. But as a share of the overall voting-eligible population, immigrants are most represented in California, New York, Florida, and New Jersey. Different immigrant groups predominate in each of these states: Mexicans in California and Texas, Dominicans in New York, Cubans in Florida, and Indians in New Jersey. Nevertheless, there are significant populations of immigrant voters all over the country. This includes key swing states like Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, where the margin of victory in the 2020 election was smaller than the number of newly eligible voters. Despite their growing numbers, the impact of naturalized immigrants on elections has been hard to gauge, largely because they do not form a single voting bloc. Historically, different immigrant communities have had different political priorities. Irish immigrants were a powerful force within the Democratic Party for much of the 20th century, while the Cuban community in Florida has for several decades been a bastion of anti-communist politics favoring the Republican Party. And although Hispanic voters have generally leaned Democratic, former President Donald Trump has previously managed to attract unprecedented levels of their support. Even on issues relating to immigration itself, immigrant voters are often split. While a majority support health insurance coverage for undocumented immigrants and a citizenship pathway for those who came as children, a significant portion also want tougher enforcement of immigration laws. And although nearly twice as many naturalized citizens identify as Democrats than as Republicans, there are even more who are not sure or don't feel represented by either party.